On this week's episode of the Superhero Show, we'll find out if Daryl Dixon is still in France, if this episode is okay without Estaz to talk about, and if 7 people are too many people to have on a podcast, even if it's the 500th episode. All of that and more on an all-new episode of the Superhero Show. What's up, nerds? Welcome to the 500th episode of the Superhero Show. The only show on the internet that reviews every single live-action television show based on a comic, as well as some of the animated ones. We're here. It's a big episode. We're celebrating it again. 500 episodes. Hold for applause. Okay, that apparently was applause from the audience. The listener, I hope you applause there because the studio was dead silent. It's going to be okay, though. They're still excited about it. It's a special occasion. We've pulled out all the stops. There's a full party in the studio. We have like fancy appetizers, a bounce house, special guest appearances. Everything is going on. I've also told everybody dress to impress, which they seem to have different, interpreted a little bit differently. So we'll see about that. But as I said, there's a full studio here. I want to start with someone who's helped us get to 500 episodes. You may know her from her historic guest appearances on Modi. Also from last week when she decided she was going to take this whole thing down. There's nobody I want to start this off with besides Books herself. Books, 500 episodes. Are we coming in with a celebrating attitude, or are you going to try to take it down still?
It's hard to resist the impulse to destroy all things when I come on Shush.
Yeah.
So it's a celebratory destruction.
I like it.
Yeah. So it's much like a toddler as they knock over block towers. That's the attitude. It's joy and chaos.
That's exactly what I want from this. To help with that, I think they're going to match your energy perfectly. There is Katelynn, who is a current host on Superhero Show.
Yes, I am, and I will build up your block so that you can break it down.
Thank you.
Yeah,
you're going to build up the blocks.
Yeah, I'm going to build because someone's got to build it.
But are you the builder?
I'm the builder.
Dig deep inside. Check in with yourself.
I'm the builder, but I'm not good at it. I was not trained at this.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
So maybe I want to have one off to the side a little bit and go back and forth and back and forth.
But you're going to tell me you're going to see Books come over here and stompy stomp on these, and you're not going to want to drop kick a whole little block thing that you made and tear it down?
No. Oh yeah. No, I'll help tear it down.
Okay. All right. That's what I just really wanted to get to.
I help build a rickety what's it called, surface, and then we kick it together.
Yeah.
And Katelynn, as a recent addition to Superhero Show, how would you say you've improved? What do you bring to the table here?
That's a great question, Cassie.
Do you like that I turned it into a job interview? Your job's not on the line on this 500th. You could still come on for 501 no matter what you say.
Wow, that's crazy. I think I did some good things one time.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Books, as somebody who's used to grading people, how would you rate that response?
Oh, the response was terrible. Her contributions to the show, pretty okay. She's passing based off of her contributions to the show, but based off of that one answer, no.
Bad. Yeah. You have nowhere to go but up, Katelynn, on this 500th episode.
That's where I like to start, honestly.
I'm now worried about her block tower building.
Again,
based
the bottom
off of that.
Always rickety. I already said that.
She did say it was garbage, to be fair. I think we need a calming presence here. There was somebody who used to be on this podcast, always calming, always bringing a joyous laugh. That is Greg. Greg, welcome back to Superhero Show.
Hey, what's up? I'm back. I did it. I'm back, everybody.
He's back.
I made it.
How does it feel to be back into this space?
Well, as long as Riverdale is still a going concern, then I will always be happy to be on this show.
What if we told you before you had to watch all CW episodes in order to come on to this? Would you have done it?
I think I would not have done it.
That's fair enough.
I think that was a tough part of the show, was having to watch so much CW programming, which if it's your thing, that's totally cool. But if it's not, man, it's just not. It's just not for you.
It's very polite of you to say if it is your thing. I don't think it's a single person's thing. Like, they're just like Stockholm syndrome into there.
I think that there's people who like find the pacing of the show comforting. You know
That you could be on your phone the whole time.
Yeah, the bright colors are nice. Like,
Yeah.
I'll say this about the CW shows. Everybody's very attractive on them, right? So, and that's something nice.
That
Gives you
is something
to do.
nice.
Yeah, so I always enjoyed that aspect of it.
Much like this podcast.
Yes.
Speaking of handsome gentlemen, guys, fucking nailing it. We have the previous host of Superhero Hour. He's come back. It's Taylor.
What's up, guys? I am back from the cryogenic sleep that I entered after stopping this podcast in January of 2020. Just checking in to see how things have been going, whether or not any major news has happened. I see that I am no longer the host, which it makes sense.
Yeah, sorry.
Makes sense. It seems like you guys needed to move on. Anything else that I missed, really?
Riverdale is done. That's probably the biggest thing that's happened is Riverdale.
I bet that ended in a very grounded, normal manner, as befits the opening of the show. Sort of a full circle situation.
Yeah, and as I believe when you were going out, The Walking Dead was supposedly on the rise. It's supposedly on the rise again.
So good. I keep telling you people that The Walking Dead's always on the rise. So it's finally, I think about the 17th time is the charm. It's finally going to be good, you guys.
One of these times. And of course, we couldn't do 500 without our founding fathers. First, let me bring on Ryan.
Oh my God, I have not talked in so long.
I was genuinely fucking proud of you. I almost left you to last, but I could feel your energy.
That was insane. But we're done. That's everybody?
No, there is another founding father.
I don't
There
think
was
so.
founding fathers.
Yeah.
There's two dads of the podcast here.
I got two nuts.
Is that, you want to say your two nuts founded this podcast?
I would like to say that, yeah. May I say that?
Go ahead. We'll get it clear.
Okay, so this is for the drop pad
Yeah,
later.
this is for a drop.
This podcast was founded by D's Nuts.
Great. It was totally worth it. The other nut, of course, goes by Mike, I believe. Mike, welcome to the podcast.
So am I one of Ryan's two nuts? Or am I...
Apparently.
With the other nut being Ryan?
Yeah. It's a weird cancerous tumor situation. We've grown sentience, made this monstrosity 500 episodes, and now look at all the nuts in this room. I couldn't be prouder.
I now have 7 nuts. Mike, do you remember... God, it seems like just yesterday, but you and I, back of a limo with... This was after our first show... Kylie Minogue and Tara Reid.
Mm-hmm. Really
Just
dating the
fucking
era.
sucking.
That's how long ago. Those were big names
Just-
then.
Yeah, January 6th, 2021. Date that will live in infamy.
Yeah, I do remember.
How does it...
Was that the end of the question? Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
great.
just... No, that was just a moment of silence so we could all remember and picture it. But how does it feel, you guys? 500 episodes. Ryan, I'll start with you. Did you think it would make it this long?
I didn't know because both me and Mike got married in that time, and like I legit thought there was multiple times where the wives were going to be like, "Ah, right, that's enough of this shit."
Mike, 500. How does it feel?
It's longer than any job I've had. Like it's we come out once a week. It's been around like 9 or 10 years at this point. It's fucking insane. This is longer than any romantic relationship I've had. I talk to the people on here more than I talk to anybody in my family, and I couldn't be happier. I love it. And you know what? I'm one of those people who liked a lot of the CW shows because they were not all
Yeah,
created
I was-
equal.
Okay.
I was going to say to Greg and Cassie, fuck all y'all. Cassie, you're the host of this show.
Yeah.
We enjoyed a lot of them.
Nate,
Arrow,
that's you
Stargirl.
guys. Stargirl is the one exception.
Superman
That's why I-
and Lois.
That's why I finally
Superman
just.
and Lois.
Superman and Lois.
That's why I finally just left the show, though, because it's
Yeah.
like you don't like these shows.
Yeah.
Why are you on?
And I have to point out, all of the ones that they just named that were good came out after you and I left the show, Greg.
Yeah, you guys were in the bad years. You suffered. You put in the work.
Also, I think it should be said, too, that once Greg and Taylor left, we changed the rules to where not all of us had to watch everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, we broke 2 of our closest friends.
2 of our closest friends are taking nonstop Silkwood showers. Maybe we should change the rules to this.
Honestly, I would wake up on a Thursday and I'd be like, I have to watch the Green Arrow. If I don't watch the Green Arrow, I'm not going to be ready for the show. And I would put it on and I'd be like, I'd want to cry.
That's the one where I know
This is
people.
a nightmare.
Because fuck the Flash, fuck Supergirl, but I'd be like, I get to watch more Arrow.
You're broken, Mike. That's how you got to 500, I think is what we found.
And now what's real is that now there's 4 of us, so more often than not, you'll only hear 2 or 3 of us. And then the question is I think Mike and Cassie are probably our biggest travelers. Me and Katelynn are our most dependables, I would
That's
say.
right.
Mm, yeah, cool.
Do you guys go back and watch stuff that you missed in that week?
Depending. Most of the time, no.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I will sleep peacefully not knowing what happened.
Even more peacefully. I will get the greatest sleep I've ever gotten knowing I didn't watch those shows.
I feel like I'm the opposite. I watched 10 seasons of a fucking show because of this goddamn podcast.
You were invited to be a panelist on the show a year before you joined because you were like, no, I have to watch all of Smallville before I'm allowed to let myself join this
In
show.
case you guys talk about it more.
And you guys built a $25,000 bunker, a Smallville watching bunker, just
Yeah.
so Katelynn could get that done?
Yeah. She requires a lot.
Yeah.
But we do, guys, I would love to keep this going, but we have a ton of emails to answer. Everybody sent in a bunch of emails. They're all fantastic. Get ready. But before we get to that, we do have one show to cover in the pull list, so let's go to that right now. We are back for the pull list to talk about one show. That's The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon.
On this week's episode of The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon. Daryl Dixon is in France, and he's like, what is up, you French little zombies? Does anybody know where I can get a website? And Cassie, where can he get a website?
I think you gotta like go on the dark web and start bidding on them. You gotta kind of like see what's out there. Put in Bitcoin, put in crypto, put in NFTs.
Crypto.
And that's how you get a website.
So
Actually,
cutting edge,
no.
Cassie. Just so ahead of the technology curve.
Yeah, the ones that are dying is when I really get into them.
Actually, no, what, Cassie? No, what were you about to say?
No idea. It's gone. It's gone from my memory as soon as it came
I've done
out.
one of the greatest segues in podcast history. What do we do at the end of the poll lit, or at the end of the main event
There's
about websites?
yeah,
500
yeah,
episodes,
definitely.
Cassie. God damn it, do this right.
There's somebody who's always been there for us for
Did Mike-
500 of these.
Did Mike just become John?
I'm just
Bernthal?
trying
Did
to
you see
fucking
that?
break him on this 500th episode. I think I can do it, dude. I think I can fucking do it.
He looks like one of those South Park Canadians with his head just like bouncing up and down.
If you want to make a South Park website, you can go to cybersprout.net. They're going to help you make it. They're your partners for a digital world. They offer premium hosting. It's built for WordPress. They got drag and drop templates. They got it all. They love South Park. They love you. Cybersprout.net, your partner for a digital world. Guys, let's go to emails. All right, guys, now to what we're really here for, 500 episodes. Let's get to these emails. Our first one, subject, in the need of expert opinions. Hey, Filter friends, thought I would pop in and congrat you all on turning 500. No, we can't boo him. We can't boo him right off the start. This is first email, Mike.
Okay. No, I love it. Very cute.
We love everyone who sent their emails. Hot diggity dog, that's a lot. Since you are all experts on comic book TV, I want to come to you to see what you think should come next. What comic book do you think deserves a TV show? What network do you think will do it justice? That's from Brad Schwartz, CW TV. I don't know if that's a producer. I don't know. But if they did, sorry we spent a lot of the intro dunking on CW. We don't mean it. We love you. I do want to turn this one to Taylor first to get a little bit of your feelings. Is there a comic book that you think deserves a TV show?
Yeah, well, if I'm continuing the bit from the intro that I've been frozen and cryogenically sleeping since 2020, Moon Knight, you guys, I keep saying it. We got to make a Moon Knight show. I don't know who has the rights to that, but we got to get it going. Yeah, no, I think we should take another shot at like some of the ones that didn't do too hot. I think like we should get like the Green Hornet going again, right?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, for sure. Is there a network you think that would do it justice?
I think, well, I mean, Are there other networks besides the CW that are like doing anything now? I think it's the CW, and then it's like vague internet places where you have to pay, crypto, NFTs.
There's like
et cetera.
HBO.
Yeah,
Max, Disney Plus.
Oh, sorry.
there's a lot of
Max.
cool
What's
stuff
that?
on Max. Please, Max.
Oh, Taylor, you
Yeah.
were frozen. HBO is now
no.
Max.
They had
so-
a
Seems like
baby
it
and
seems
was
like a
Max.
step down brand wise, but okay.
You would think they thought it would bring a lot of people over. So, but they're doing a lot these days. And then Disney Plus, I feel are your guys.
Okay, fair.
AMC if you're a Walking Dead fan.
I am not.
But Mike, any what are you feeling, Mike? Any comic books you want to be a TV show?
A new obsession of mine that I'm super in love with. I think just like stylistically it's dope and it's a great story and a very different vibe from most of the stuff we watch. Is called Something is Killing the Children. And it starts off
Sounds
just
chill.
like this badass chick in a tank top, and she has a cool bandana around her face and has swords and kills these giant monsters that only kids can see, but she's an adult and she can see it. And then you're like, okay, I get this. And then it opens up to this. There's like cults, but they're good, but they're not good because they want to save people from monsters. But also, if anybody sees a monster, the cult will then kill the monster, and you find out she left the cult. It's fucking awesome. And her name is Erica Slaughter. So come
Hell
on,
yeah.
comic books.
That's you.
And
it sounds like it's on like a Buffy vein. It feels like.
Yeah, I am what I am.
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, we hate Jeff Bezos, but I do think Prime has been doing pretty well with their comic book adaptations, and they bring that level of gore that I think it's called Something is Killing the Children. You know what you're going to get into.
Yeah. Netflix had that End of the Fucking World or whatever.
No.
But you think
No,
not
because
them.
Netflix
Not giving
also
it-
had, what was that zombie Matthew Broderick show that was garbage? They also had October Faction, that was garbage. They also had Netflix, they're just, littered in failures of our kind of shows.
Heartstopper was great though for
Heartstopper
Netflix.
was great, and I want them to do that. I think they're good at like
Cutesy.
more grounded, cute shit.
He wants that gore. He wants that nasty. So he's got to go to Amazon. He needs the nasty. Caitlin, anything you want to make a TV show?
I'm gonna scream Squirrel Girl for the longest time.
Yeah.
there's
Yeah,
only
we know it.
and I'm getting a nut for that. And only Disney Plus can do it because it's Marvel.
Legally.
You're the only ones physically with the rights.
with the rights to do that.
And if they were to do it, would you petition to be Squirrel Girl?
I would petition to be in the background or just be a nut like in the background. I think that would be cool.
Be a nut.
Be a nut.
Explain.
Yeah.
Like dressed up as a nut, like you're like a high school play and you're in a little nut costume.
Yes, and not explain it all, but I am in every single episode. It goes for 1,000 episodes. I'm in
Yeah.
every single one of them in the background as a nut, and like it'll be like all the audience's like favorite thing to do is to find the nut.
I'm into this actually. If anybody's listening, if this is we have any producers, this is genius.
Thank you.
Congrats, Caitlin.
Thank you.
Again, there's nowhere to go but up. Now you've reached peak, maybe. Greg, you got any
Yeah.
TV shows?
I have two, Cassie.
Oh, shit.
I don't think this one has a show yet, but Hellboy, I think would make such an awesome cartoon, such a strong art style, and
cartoons.
that sort of like Lovecraftian vibe that runs through it. I think would be really good. Big universe there, and just doing the run of the comic would be super cool to see it as a show. And then Saga, I think is so fun, and there's so much visual flair there, and so much complexity. And a lot of drama, and I just think that would be again another cool animated show. And I would put it on Netflix, Mike, because Netflix has several animated shows that I like. The cyberpunk anime,
He'll think of another.
League, the
Don't
League
worry.
of Legends. Oh no, Arcane, the League of Legends, Castlevania.
Oh,
no,
bitch,
dude,
now
I
he's
could
on a
just
roll.
flow off the top of the dome all day on
They
this.
do
got
cartoons
this.
right too. I specifically just mean they don't do dark comic book adaptations well.
Oh no, okay, you're right about that. Yeah.
Oh, Dream. What's his
Sandman.
Sandman.
I said what I said.
You're recommending that as positive?
Yeah, she's a big
I'm
Sandman.
a big Sandman fan.
I'm a big fan of the guy with mouths for eyes. You
That's
remember how
your
sexy he
personal
was?
time, Mike. that's not for the pod. That's not for 500, dude. Can't.
Gonna eat you up with those little eyes.
We'll eat
No,
you
what
right
those
up.
eyes do.
Hate it. Books. Any comic book TV you want?
This is why I'm like bad for this particular show. I'm never really asked a lot on because I read a lot of graphic memoirs. Like I read the comic book genre, but it's not comic books. The only thing I can think of is when I was younger, I really dug Fantastic Four, and I just don't think we've gotten justice with Fantastic Four. So
Yeah, I can see that.
that's all I got. But I'm
Is there a network you favor that you would like give that little baby to?
Fuck, they all suck.
Oh, burn them all.
No,
Freeform.
You know, I had hope for Max before it became Max, HBO Max, but now they're like turning towards like Discovery. So I think
You're out.
You're
gonna make it.
I'll go with Amazon Prime. I think they can probably manage.
Because now what was once HBO is now like Connie and Dirtworth's rebuilding a house.
Isn't Welcome to Crap Lake?
Yeah.
Fucking Dirtworth is good at it, though. Have you seen him? Fucking knows how to work a backyard. Ryan, this is comic book TV. You want to see turn into a TV show. That's not yet.
Yeah, Saga makes me nervous. Especially they have to get the beginning right. Like, it's really important to have the Saga Genesis very good. But what about Bone? Did anybody say Bone?
No,
Bones
Bone would be
with-
dope.
Forensic anthropologist
Bone?
Temperance Brennan?
Yeah, love that shit. USA Who Knows Drama already fucking killed that shit, dude.
All right, fine. Then I just want to see Suits, the comic book based on the TV show.
Nobody can make those suits as crisp as USA. But go
You
ahead,
guys see
continue
the
on.
headline last week that said, One Piece, one of the greatest hits in Netflix history, if it wasn't for Suits. Which is absolutely killing it. Way to go, Markle.
But Ryan, go back. Talk for a second about Jeff Smith's Bone.
Oh, Jeff Smith's Bone is like it looks very childlike, or for children rather, and in a lot of ways it is, and it's a introduction into like all types of storytelling, but it does get dark. I feel like there's another sort of really big epic story that came out at about that same time that got darker as it went along year by year, but we don't talk about that anymore. I think that it would make an awesome cartoon. I love Bone.
I love Bone.
It's just a little white guy who
We love a little white
Ryan
guy.
always loves a show about a little white guy.
I don't mean white skinned. I mean like Bone is. You know what?
No, Ryan, this was a good answer. Feel good about this. We're having fun on the 500th.
More white protagonists. That's all I'm saying.
Someone had to
I
say
think we
it.
should have a show where we
our
learn
next
more
one.
about Batman's butler.
Batman's butler. Yes.
If only somebody would do it. I don't think that one's been done yet. You're absolutely right, Taylor. Our next email subject, Big 500. Hey, friends. Thinking back on all the TV shows you watched, who comes to mind when you first think of the best and most influential comic book TV show character? Katelynn? Oh, that's from Mackenzie Benjamin.
Oh, what a
Ryan
pseudonym.
Atwood?
Who could that have been from?
It's a big fan of ours. Katelynn,
Yeah.
most influential comic book character.
I'm gonna have to go with Superman. Or Clark Kent, actually.
Yeah, pick your version.
Yeah. Smallville.
Yeah.
The Smallville Clark Kent changed my life. And
Let's get some tears.
God, they're coming, Cassie. They're fucking coming. I spent 3 months watching this show. I spent way too much money buying this box set. But truly, no, this one, it's, I feel like it was a very different interpretation of Clark Kent that I've ever seen. And it opened my eyes. And then obviously we have Superman and Lois now, which is another great Clark Kent. Mm-hmm. But I don't feel like I got a good Clark Kent until Smallville.
Yeah.
So this one always will be in my heart.
Shout out to Beef Wellington.
Love me some Beef Wellington.
Greg, is there an influential comic book TV show character for you?
For me, it's got to be the Batman the animated series, Batman.
A man of class over here.
Yeah, that was like the perfect marriage of like a voice and interpretation of a character and fitting into like the overall feeling of the show. And he just recently passed, right? What's his name? I'm drawing a blank.
Kevin Conroy.
Kevin Conroy, yeah. So he was so great, and he'll always sort of like go down as my Batman, and that's one of the all time great shows.
Definitely. Taylor, over to you. Influential comic book TV show character.
I mean, it's hard not to go Stephen Amell as the Green Arrow. Like,
Yes.
Concur.
like
concur.
he's just the
even post
yeah,
strike.
Yeah, well, yes.
Oh yeah,
Listen,
that was a little weird.
We're talking about the character, not the actor.
Fair enough.
But yeah, it's like when I think of all the shows we watch, like it's like he's the one who started the fucking Arrowverse, and like they built an entire CW universe that had me watching 7 hours of TV a week, just based off of his character. So it's hard for me to not immediately picture his face when I think of comic book TV at this point.
A little white dude.
Little
You
white
gotta
dude.
picture it. Gots to.
He could play Bone for sure.
He needs the work. He needs it. Is there anybody else? I feel like Mike and Ryan, were you in agreement over that one?
Yeah, I think that like that was sort of big. I don't know what it was. I don't know what I thought about it when we started this podcast, but it was like in season 2 or 3.
It was in season 2, towards the end of season 2 when we started the podcast.
It was towards the end of season 2, and I jumped on and like it sort of did become the granddaddy. That's what we called it throughout the run of this podcast, right?
Yeah,
But we know that Beef Wellington is actually the granddaddy.
Or the old grandpa.
he's the great granddaddy.
The shredded grandpa.
The shredded grandpa.
Never
Favorite
forget him.
cereal.
I'm going to go on to the next email. I'll let you guys have your arrow. I'm sure there'll be more time to
No
talk
one's
about
gonna
him.
say like Daryl Dixon or anything. Or...
Fuck Daryl Dixon.
Shout out to BMO, right? I think BMO had a
Yeah.
special spot.
Bebo?
Bebo,
Not
yeah.
Bebo the bank.
All that was going through my mind was the bank, and I was like, hold the fuck up.
Gotta give a shout out to the bank.
Greg's show for big finance now.
BMO. Does Greg know that kid from my elementary school, Ben Moffitt? Do you know BMO?
But Bebo, absolutely.
BMO, yeah, is there.
We do all have matching tattoos of
Yeah.
Bebo, so of course.
I think the entire cast of Legends.
Especially Cisco.
I should tell you now that when we all got those tattoos, I got the tattoo at the bank. I thought that's this whole time what we were talking about.
You know, that's why when we put our tattoos together to make the picture, it doesn't totally look right.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Yeah. All right, you guys, next email subject, digits needed. Who do you think has the dirtiest toes in the room? How much would they sell pictures for? And that's from Dirty Darla. Katelynn, you are the foot expert, is I would classify you. So
Okay.
I'm gonna pass this one over to you.
That's weird.
Dirtiest digits and how they selling on the internet.
God. Okay, I'm just gonna
Yeah,
look
really?
around the room really quick. Just doing a sweep, Mike.
Ouch.
I love that pretend sweet. I'm really thinking about it. But look at this cottage cheese toad motherfucker.
Yeah, I was trying to be as nice as possible, but Mike, you got those dirty dogs.
Goddamn. And as our expert, you're kind of like in the feet market. You know what's going on.
Yeah.
How much are those dirty dogs selling for?
God, they're so dirty. They get their own little market. So you can sell to a special seller, a buyer. So I think, Mike, I think your toes can run for about probably $150 a pick.
150 a toe? Oh.
$150 a toe pick. Yeah.
No, do you think he could pull off a toe? Because then we could do some things with the studio.
Do you think he could pull off a toe pick? Because then we can get him in the Olympics.
He'd be an ice skater. I got it. I'm smart.
Does anybody want to contest that they have dirtier feet than Mike? I don't want to leave.
What a fucking
I don't
wild,
want, like,
what a wild thing to try and volunteer for.
I don't know if anybody wants to come for the title. I want to be respectful as a host.
I will say, though, that Mike is by far the most manicured, cleaned, groomed, goes to people, has routines at night, has appointments during the day to just be cleaned all day, every day. So for him to have this thing means how fucked up are your feet, bro?
yeah.
He keeps them in little capsules so that they keep their dirty stank, like always. He's clean, but his feet dirty, rank.
Dirty. Congrats, Mike. You won this one. Does it feel good?
So proud.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Our next email here. It is subject urgent. I have to read it. It's who ate my hot dog? And that's from Katelynn. Katelynn?
It's
Yeah.
from Caitlin.
Katelynn.
Yeah.
You could have just brought this up to us in a pre-meeting.
Yeah, but no one was getting back to me, so I figured this was the one way to be heard because I put it in the fridge. That
Yeah.
was my lunch.
But
Yeah. Did you put your name on it?
yes, and ketchup or
Obviously.
mustard.
No, with neither.
Then it was not respected. You know the rules here.
I branded it.
Do you know what? It just said K in ketchup for Katelynn, and somebody was like, "Oh, that's a K for ketchup." And they were like, "Well, thank you. I'll eat this."
So I think we've determined it's your fault, Katelynn. You know the rules here.
Who ate it? I just need to know.
Doesn't matter.
I need to blame someone.
We're absolutely moving on.
Man.
If you could delete one show and completely redo it from scratch, which one would it be? That's from rockthevote420@hotmail.com. Books. Any show that you have ever had to come on here and cover, do you want to get rid of it, or any that you watched on your free time?
But like we have to redo it though, right?
We do have to redo
because
it.
I would say like The Walking Dead, but I don't want to redo
That's
it.
the
No,
thing.
we need to
I ran
scrap
into,
that from
'cause
existence.
I would actually do
Yeah.
Fear the Walking
So-
Dead, because that was the one that was like the cancerous polyp that spread everywhere else. We can keep The Walking Dead. Just cut off
Walking Dead,
Fear.
just
What if
get
it
rid
was
of
Fear
that
the Walking Dead, but it was just people watching The Walking Dead going like, "Oh my god,
one.
it's so scary."
I'm gonna go with The Flash. 'Cause
Ooh.
I think The Flash could have been
We always say it. The first season, so good.
so good, and then it just went so downhill. And I like
And fast.
so fast.
Speedy.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with The Flash. I think if we could scrap it and redo it and do it well, I would be happy. I
Yeah.
would like to watch The Flash, but done well.
That's one that like needs to be redone because it was done so dirty. It needs justice. Justice. Does anybody else got a show that they would scratch and redo?
One thing that like leaves such a bad taste in my mouth is fucking Moon Knight. Like, I want them to develop street level heroes and do it correctly, not like Netflix did, where there's 7 extra episodes per season, and not like Moon Knight, where on Disney Plus, where like, well, end of the world, catastrophes, blah blah blah. We have no idea what's happening anymore, so we hope that you do. Moon Knight should have been so much after that first episode. It should have been so much doper than it was, and it just completely went off the rails.
Yeah, I loved Moon Knight. I watched it during the break of the last segment.
Oh, you caught up on it?
Yeah, I caught up. It's great. You guys are right.
What about it made like because we were a little disappointed. So what made it so good for you?
It's fucking Moon Knight, and they just did Moon Knight. I don't know, like it's fine. Well, I think I hear what Ryan's saying, and I think that there is an option for doing street level heroes. But I think Moon Knight has always been a little bit different from your standard street level heroes, because so much of his like weird bullshit is like, I'm in a mental hospital of my own making, and Egyptian gods are after me, and he's maybe not even really doing a whole lot. Like in the story, in the real world, he's not doing a whole lot. He's just having little mind adventures, and I can relate to that. And if you can make that cool, I'll watch it. I'll gobble that shit up. Give it to me on a silver platter.
Yeah, a lot of it was the cutaway from like all the parts they like what they cut is like what we'd be interested in, and I was like, no, let me see it. I want to go with him.
And at that point in time, especially to lead up to another world-ending event that nobody gives a shit about, we can't. Everything can't be world-ending because now we don't care and kind of want the world to fucking end.
Yeah, that's true. If I had one that I could delete, I think I would do Cloak and Dagger and redo it. I feel like Cloak and Dagger has a lot of like possibility there. And there was a lot of like good that could be done with Cloak and Dagger, but like the show just whiffed it from moment one. I think there's like something interesting there that got sort of sidetracked by being on Freeform at a point where they were moving all of their content immediately after that show got greenlit all to Disney Plus.
Yeah.
I was going to ask. I was trying to remember if that was a Freeform one. I know we made jokes about it, but I did think that was a Freeform joint.
I think it was the last Freeform Marvel show, and also was when I got my TV and had the Hulu app installed for about 3 years. Was the only like recommendation that would pop up on this is what we think you should see. It just kept recommending Cloak and Dagger, like a season of Survivor, and like a show with like Nick Offerman building things in a woodshed that had never actually aired anywhere. That was the only. Oh, and MASH. Those were the only things that it would recommend me for like 3 straight years.
It kind of got you down though. It was a pretty set little lineup they gave you.
They knew what I wanted.
Yeah.
It's just, Cloak and Dagger could have been better, and then it would have been a perfect lineup.
The one I would cancel out, and I guess redo because it's part of it, and it's going to make some people on this panel specifically angry. I would love to delete The Boys. I would love
Shut
to get
your
that out of
fucking
here.
mouth.
Yes.
That show rules, and it's better than the comic book, which a lot of our shows aren't. You're so wrong, man.
So it's just not a great time to watch, and I would love if, like, maybe instead of traumatic towards women, what if it fucked up men a little bit to watch? Then we see how Mike loves to watch that shit.
I'm impervious. Fuck men up. I don't give a shit.
Then I'm here for it. If we can make it make the show with the goal to try to fuck Mike up, I'm here for that show 100%. I'll go to our next email. Subject line, appendage adversaries to Carmen, Junie, Gregorio, and Ingrid of my life. Spy Kids Armageddon is rebooting the most fabulous of franchises. If they can't include thumb people, what body part baddie should be in the movie?
Obviously, Dick. This has Zachary Levi, who is
Garbage.
quite the outspoken piece of shit lately, folks.
That's unfortunate. We're not going to talk about that piece of shit. I'm here to talk about body parts being baddies. So, Katelynn, as a Spy Kid lover, who would you love to see as a fucked up little baddie?
Well, obviously not wieners because it's weird.
Yeah, they're nasty.
Ryan.
You can't make them.
You can't make a wiener person. So weird.
Well, you can. It's just not good.
Can't.
Yeah,
It's
and
just.
don't fucking dare me this shit, Caitlin, because you know I'll make it happen.
What if we did noses?
Ew.
How
Noses is
how
pretty
it walk
good.
now?
Just like what?
How it walk?
How it walk with the little nub on the end?
Okay, so it bounce like
Oh,
seals.
yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
I was thinking that the nostrils are like really flexible and coming into it.
Ooh. Oh my
I
god.
would say at the bottom of each foot is a nostril or is a nose, and then you blast off like Iron Man. Fly away.
For me, it would definitely be the bad guy. Would definitely be a knee.
Yeah.
Because
Ooh.
Those are your bad guys.
Yeah, because my knee is always giving me problems out of nowhere, and I think it would give them a chance to like age up the Spy Kids a little bit.
Yeah.
There's Spy Kids middle age, and the bad guys like their knee or their back or something.
Now, if it is a knee, are we drawing a face on it, or is it kind of just this little bent appendage that we're staring at?
I think we gotta have a face. Gotta put a face to it. So,
I want a drawn-on face on it, like
Yeah.
this marker.
and then every time it cuts back, it's got a different expression, but you never see it actually change the
Yeah,
expression.
I'm here for that.
Twinkly eyes too.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
It's a given, Ryan.
So I had immediately envisioned just elbows and this kind of thing, constantly doing like a chicken dance that'll right towards.
So they like team up in pairs, or one thing is two
No,
elbows.
it's actually 4 elbows. I don't know why
Fucked.
we've got
Even more fucked.
but
And which blue chicken dance are you specifically speaking of?
there are more than one. I'm only thinking one.
Every single family member has one.
Y'all got a lot of weird ass weddings. I've only been to one wedding that had a chicken dance, so I'm behind on my knowledge. But that's all I was thinking. I just went straight for elbows because also, like, what fucking hurts you more than being taken out by somebody's elbow? That's a vindictive
The head, the
villain
balls,
coming towards you.
the heart, the chest.
The nose.
Yeah, the nose
Nose.
hurts a lot.
The nose is the nastiest. The elbows I would fear the most because I do.
Like,
I don't-
you get hit with it as someone who has been hit by an elbow.
yeah.
Like,
Brag.
it fucking hurts.
The knees you can just shatter.
All right, next email. Now that the era of the CW is over for your show, can you each give that group of shows one compliment? That is from friendshipbraces@gmail.com. Who feels giving to the CW and is ready to step up and give it a compliment?
Greg.
Okay, my compliment to the CW shows is, you know what? There was always content.
There's always a show for it.
Yeah,
And you were hot.
and yeah, like the people on your shows were very hot. And you know, I will say that Legends of Tomorrow show, like that, I enjoyed watching every single episode of that. It was self-aware and silly and fun and dumb as hell, but like it leaned into all of that. So. And I thought a lot of Riverdale was like kind of the same thing. Like it knew what it was doing and that it was being over the top and weird and sensational, but it kind of leaned into that and was aware of that. And it would lose track every once in a while. But it was just to have to do like a bunch of shows every night, you're going to have like some duds, and I think that those just stick out to me. But
You're insulting now. We said compliment.
oh yeah, I kind of turned it around. Yeah, no, okay, yeah, no.
I'll jump in and hacky sack that back into a compliment. I think nobody before the CW shows was like, comics are dumb though sometimes, and that's fun. For so long, it was the we're all wearing leather and everything's very dark, and that's what a comic is. And like the Silver Age shit of the Flash, like the embracing the goof, I think is what CW did very well.
We talked about this when My Adventures with Superman came out, and how like, which I believe is going to, we haven't started it yet, but is going to absolutely clean up at the shushies, right? Like based on like talking to you guys about it, and how this felt like the most Marvel DC show. That's what the CW did, and they had to because they couldn't afford not to, right? They couldn't afford to like have all of the special effects and the gods fighting gods. So they said, "What about the soap operatic personal lives?" And that's what kept me interested. Is like, wait, is he with her but sleeping with her? That's all I need.
These were some real genuine compliments. I think they ate them. They ate them all up. Does Katelynn? Do you have anything else you can say to the CW?
No crumbs.
It hated them, no crumbs.
No crumbs.
Great job, CW.
I can give a compliment to the CW real quick. I'll say specifically to the CW, not just the CW shows, but the CW, more than any other network I think we've seen before or since, knew when to not cancel a show and to just let it run. Sometimes like 5 seasons after, when like they already know the best stuff is behind us, but we're going to let it run. And I think because of that atmosphere, every one of the CW superhero shows at some point hits just a run where the creators knew we can just have fun with this for a while. Like every one of those is like has, even if it's not your favorite show, like even if near the end of The Flash it was like a slog to get through, there's a couple seasons in there where The Flash is just like, oh no, there's ice everywhere and I'm slipping all over the place, and like they're just having a blast, and it's fun
level
to watch because they're like, what is the CW gonna do? Fucking cancel us? No. So like every one of those shows knows how to have fun.
But like what Taylor's talking about is also what Sci-Fi did with a lot of the shows that we've watched,
Yes.
which is like this long tail theory of, instead of saying strictly look at the Nielsen ratings, instead it's like look at the quote unquote buzz that we're getting from all these from Twitter and websites, and like our fans are small but they are mighty, and I think that we should keep this show on for them.
They have nothing else.
Yeah, they had like cult followings for a couple at least. A genuine compliment I would like to give it. They did know how to put previews together. It had nothing to do with the shows. They just had their hot actors kind of stand around and turn to the camera, sometimes take a shirt off, and I was like, all right, I'll give this show a shot. Great job, CW. Fucking great job.
Also, one more. Find 2 other letters in the alphabet that roll off the tongue easier than CW. I love saying it.
It's so good. All right, our next email. If y'all were on a panel at Comic-Con, who would you choose to be your moderator? You can have any celebrity, living or dead, but they must be agreed upon and match the energy of the podcast. That is from stinkerbell@yahoo.com. All right, so we got to get on the same page for this one. I'll take ideas first.
Can I set a bar?
If you think you can set a bar,
Patton
absolutely.
Oswalt.
That fucking sucks.
Okay, so let's beat that bar.
Cassie, he's a rat.
He's a crow. I can't stand this motherfucker. Like,
Really?
he's not no more. He's too
Right? Cassie
not no
doesn't have
more.
taste. You need to learn that by now.
He's a rat. He's a crow.
What about Ben Schwartz?
I'm down for that vibe. Are you saying that as the low bar? Because it's kind of a decent bar for me.
He has nothing to do with any of our shows.
That's fine.
He's Sonic.
He just has
He was.
to be.
Oh, I guess
Yeah.
Sonic isn't comic book technically, but yeah.
God damn it. We will get to what a comic book is by the end of this episode.
Okay, actually, he is the voice of one of the Ninja Turtles on like the new animated
Yeah, he is.
He's Leonardo.
show. Yeah, so there we go.
And he's on DuckTales. That's also a comic.
That's true.
Woo!
But
All right, so yeah, back to Patton Oswalt. I think that's it.
Alan Tudyk.
Alan Tudyk is going to be fucking hard to beat.
I have to underline that one. That's an amazing.
I do have to
one.
say he's not as
and as a few different characters.
I think that he's really weird in real life, though.
That's
He
great.
has 2 dicks. What about the other guy that looks like him? Star of the review, Andy Daly.
That would be good, but like I don't know what Andy Daly really has to do with comic books.
What about the golfer John Daly?
Moderators
talking.
are often just fans, and I think all these people are fans of our show. So
Energy-wise, I'm feeling good about Tudyk because I feel like even if we, like, let's say we're fumbling around, he'll just take the mic and make it his show, and I don't mind that.
Oh, I hate that. How about Gritty?
Fucking gritty?
Let's do Gritty.
do you know who?
I like that. I like
Gritty doesn't
that.
have a voice. Do you know who I think could interview all of us and we'd all fall in love? Is Chicken Shop Girl. Also, then Jen Z
yes.
would come to our panel.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Her name's like starts with an A.
But not
Amelia.
Bobby Altoff. That's
Amelia.
too far.
Yeah, no, that's too far. But Chicken Shop Girl, I think, would vibe with the vibe that we carry on this podcast.
I like
We're
Chicken
always
Shop Girl.
flirting.
Are we locking in
That's it.
Chicken
Let's do
Shop
it.
Girl? Great. If we ever make it to Comic-Con, Chicken Shop Girl, please help us out and moderate this shit. We got Ahsoka Tano first appeared in an animated film. One Piece was originally a comic book. This is clear to everyone, right? That's ... at gmail.com. To fill in the people who might know, we've had a huge beef over if we should cover Ahsoka Tano because we accepted One Piece, and I think we should still be covering
They're
Ahsoka.
not comparable because the very smart ... points out why they're not comparable.
Hey, Mike, should we cover like the new Ford Mustang or bananas?
I would love.
Should we cover bananas?
We would fucking kill it at a banana review.
I love bananas.
Hold on. Give Katelynn a hot 5 on bananas real quick. Katelynn, the mic is yours.
I have eaten so many bananas every single day. I go to the store and sell all the fucking bananas. Monkeys ain't got shit on me.
Hey, listeners, you can put a beat behind that. Please put a beat behind that. Monkeys ain't got shit on me.
Can't you cover it without it being technically a comic book?
Yeah, can't you like pull a stick out of your ass and cover a good show?
No, because that's how we end up covering Fear the Walking Dead.
True, we covered that shit.
Cassie and Katelynn can cover it on their drive home alone. But we don't have to fucking listen to it.
Then the people would miss the whale content, whale and banana content, and we can't take that from the people. I'm sorry, Ryan. I think we've already gotten loosey goosey as Taylor gave in a great example of Fear the Walking
And
Dead.
I
Thank
was
you
very
so much.
strongly against doing
Well,
that.
it's a thing that the catchphrase of the show that should not be named, part of the intro that we don't say, it was comic book or a comic book property. And at least Fear the Walking Dead is based on the comics The Walking Dead. They exist. They use some of the
One
same
Piece
characters.
isn't.
It's a
based on
fucking
a
comic book,
book.
Caitlin.
Manga. It's manga.
You're just racist then. You just say anything that's from the East doesn't count as a comic book.
Mike has won the debate. He brought up the
I
R
do think
word.
actually
I
some
really
people would
tried
take offense because manga art is a very specific style.
Yeah,
so
it does not. You
it
cannot
would-
go to the same section and find these fucking
Unbelievable.
Not
things.
even
You
the same
absolutely
section.
can.
No, you
Each other
can't.
at Barnes & Noble.
But one of
No,
them
they
is
are
right
two
to
separate-
left and the other is
Like
left to
each other
right.
Doesn't mean they're the same. Romance and mystery are next to each other. Fucking different genres.
Isn't romance a mystery, though?
Fuck, he always puts his hands on his
Yeah,
hips
he
every time
really-
he says something like that.
And how far back the elbow goes lets you know how good of a point you think he made.
Full Forrest Gump. Hands on hips.
We will never find common ground on this. You guys have
There's
already.
clear rules and definitions.
You guys have already broke it, though. We've already got Loosey Goosey, so let's have fun. Get Loosey Goosey, cover Ahsoka.
We'll cover Loosey Goosey when Loosey Goosey's in a comic book and then a TV show. And
Do
then
you
I will cover.
every show that's based off of a manga, though?
Yeah.
The most current one, which is only one, so you could say for in the current
Okay,
situation.
We did
Current
not
situation.
cover Dragon Ball Z.
Slit my wrist.
It's not the current TV show.
Oh, it's still current, bro.
There's
Yeah,
like a
you're not
there was
watching
a
Dragon Ball
live-action
Super?
version of it.
Well,
Yeah,
that's cartoons we pick and choose.
If you're not watching Dragon Ball Super, you're only getting half the story.
All right, I don't want to break the podcast on episode 500, so I will move on. We have subject line, fight your dogs, dear Toe, Jam, Earl, and Katelynn.
What?
Wait, hold on. Toe Jam, Earl, and Katelynn?
Toe, Jam, Earl, and Katelynn.
Okay,
Those
well, we
were
know
dog
Mike
fight?
is Toe,
Obviously, Toe.
Yes.
He got them nasty ones.
so it's between me and you. Who's Jam and who's Earl?
Well, one of us could also be Katelynn.
That's true.
It might not be Katelynn.
I feel like Cassie's more of a Katelynn.
Thank you. I will take it. So now we got Jam and Earl. Katelyn's obviously Jam, dude.
I was gonna say I feel pretty jammed.
Yeah, you're fucking Jam all day, which is going to make you Earl by default.
My name is Earl.
All right, now that we settled that, let's go to the question. In light of your very on-air, this still relates, Ahsoka versus One Piece disagreements, what non-comic book-based show do you wish you could cover? Sincerely, S. Hart. Besides Ahsoka, is there any of the Star Wars ones I would love to
I
cover?
always thought that we were going to cover The Last of Us every week. Every week I was like prepping, and I never needed to, and I don't know why, but in my head I was like, oh, I have to watch this for the show.
But wait, they do have a point. Like you guys don't talk about Attack on Titan. Mm-mm. But that's like by your definition, that's a comic book
Animated.
show. Okay, so if it's animated, they're just separate. Okay.
Yeah, the rule that was given to us by
try to make
the
sense of
Habit.
this fucking rule that has
elders.
no
The
clear
elders.
line. Go ahead, Mike.
So you're an originalist about this.
Yeah, so yeah. Well,
It
what
might
did the
mean that
founding
we
fathers
cover
say?
Attack on Titan. It means that we will never cover Ahsoka, though.
It's-
Like, Ahsoka's off the board.
Yeah,
Cover
that does
every
seem like
live action, and the cartoons were like, "Hey guys, who wants to cover this cartoon?" And then
Okay,
we vote
yeah.
like friends.
Guys, we covered Bat Wheels.
Exactly. Like we love you, and that's loosely based on a comic book. So fucking take the win, Cassie.
If you don't cover your bat wheels, the weather will deteriorate them, and then you can't drive them around. We got an email, or I think it was maybe in an interview, where they talked about how we didn't cover Tech Mecha 18 or something on Netflix that was based on a comic book. It was animated. We just didn't do it. It happens.
So we just suck at this, is what we've determined.
Yeah, why don't
No,
we just
that's
roll
why
with
we say
that?
we cover every live action TV show based on comics.
Yeah.
And some of
'Cause
the
if it was-
animated ones.
If it was every animated one as well, it brings up a good point that like if we're doing anime stuff, every fucking anime that came out would have to happen. Like every kid's like animated
Right.
superhero show, which is like 50 of them, it would be untenable. It would be we would need an entire building of people working on this.
Which we should get. That sounds awesome. Legit question. Is every anime on TV, streaming, Crunchyroll, whatever, based on paper?
I think it's
Or
like
did-
90% or something like that,
Really?
right?
And then there's just a couple that have been turned into live action, and apparently they're all bad.
We didn't do Death Note.
Death Note, there's Cowboy Bebop, Dragon Ball Z, Attack on Titan, and there's Alita, but that was a movie.
That was the
Oh
one-
yeah, Alita
that's the
Battle
other
Angel
one.
fucking rules. There's news about the second one. They're working on the sequel. James Cameron's writing it. It's happening, you guys. Alita Battle Angel Army, rise up.
If going back to the original S. Hart's question, do you know what feels of a piece of one of our shows, and I guess video games are close to comic books, is Twisted Metal.
Oh, that would be fun.
I would like to have a reason to watch it other than I'm bored and like those actors, because that's not enough
Yeah.
for me at this age.
Yeah, I'm totally on board for that. If we're putting it to a vote, I would watch the hell out of that.
But without a podcast reason, fuck no. I will not watch your show.
I
Twisted
watch
Metal.
one every 3 weeks. That's been my rate with that show, and I like it a lot, but that's my rate.
But it also has Anthony Mackie, who I feel like we should be watching his stuff.
Yeah.
He counts, yeah.
a
He counts.
Yeah, he's comic book related.
He's done some nerd shit. He's in. You guys, let's go ahead and take a quick break from these emails. We're going to come back with way more. We're going to keep celebrating 500. But first, a break. We are back. We're answering more emails. I got a good one for you guys, all right? Subject line, slapping good time. Each one of you enters into a slap fight with Netflix's Daredevil's version of Wilson Fisk. Who's coming out victorious? That's from slapmezaddy@hotmail.com.
So this guy's all about slaps.
All about slaps. He's into it. But specifically, he wants to know against Netflix's Daredevil, who's coming out victorious? Who feels like they got a good slap?
Against Wilson Fisk or Daredevil?
Wilson Fisk. Daredevil, Netflix Daredevil, Wilson Fisk.
Got it.
Yeah.
I'll say this. I don't think that I could win in a slap fight against any character from any media that we've ever covered. I have the dainty hands of a sickly seamstress, and there's no force behind it to back it up. It's simply it's not going to happen for me.
And Kingpin, that's a tall order.
It's one to take on. He's a beefy boy. He's a wall of a boy.
I feel like he's got a wide hand. Like he's just a wide boy.
Yeah,
And
that
his
hand is for sure.
He feels like a backhand slapper, and you have to really know what you're doing to.
He's
to
got
do a
rings on,
backhand.
too,
So, like,
probably.
oh my gosh! So I'm opting out. Not for
You're
me.
not stepping into the ring. Taylor's not stepping into the ring. Mike, are you going to step into that ring?
Yeah, but it's going to be very much like fucking Johnny Knoxville versus Butterbean.
Listen, I'm not. As somebody who's not intimidated by this motherfucker, I'll enter the ring with him. I'm just gonna put up a painting of a fucking blank wall and have him go into a fucking dark spiral where he'll stare at it, and I'll slap the shit out of that flat boy.
I would slap him too. But I think where I would excel is that he is known for being big, tall, wide. Mm-hmm. I'm short and small. Okay,
Slap him in the
wide.
dick.
and yes, thank you, Cassie. That's exactly what I was thinking.
You're right at the level.
He's okay. You know those flatworms? I'm sure that's what he got too.
No,
Slap that flat boy.
What does this mean?
You know,
Yeah.
planaria. I think is what they're called. Planaria.
Yeah.
The flatworms.
I don't know why you're making eye contact with me.
No, Caitlin's right. Yeah, she's right on that. I do know what she's talking about. She's right.
You shot right past your premise. You guys all know these flatworms, right?
But yeah, we 100% back it.
He's totally got a flatworm, and I can totally slap the shit out of that. Is what I'm here to say.
Yeah. So the girls are down to slap. Books, are you down to slap?
See, here's the thing. I'm not going to claim that I'm going to win, but I feel like I crochet a ton. My wrist, my
Ooh, you
hands be
strong.
sturdy and strong. I don't got those weak seamstress hands. That's all I got.
Can't wait for the pre-show, like press conference, when Books announce her crochet prowess,
Listen,
and then
that
her and
fucking
Wilson
is a
Fisk hold
hand.
their heads
That's
close
all
to
I
each other.
got. I am weak as shit everywhere else, but I got strong ass hands.
Strong hands.
Strong. I would put my money on Books, honestly. In that matchup, I would go for it. Let's go to our next email. Subject line, weekend plans, ? Dearest CKRM, and others, of course, we, the listeners, want to get to know you better. What character from one of your shows, do you think your significant other would dress up as for that kind of night? And that's from bitch@gmail. Can't believe they got that email.
Wait, what would they do, or what would we want them to do?
What would we want them to dress up as? Which character?
Is Bebo off the table?
Nothing's off the table.
Well, then Bebo's about to be on the table.
What's the ice cream truck from Bat Wheels?
Oh no, there is an ice cream truck. You're absolutely
there
right.
is.
I thought you meant the monster
Come
truck.
step to me like I don't know what the fucking characters of Bat Wheels are, Cassie.
The Zamboner.
Books. Anything coming to your mind here?
I have lost it after ice cream truck. My mind is blank. I've got no costumes in my mind.
Hey, Cassie, why don't we answer for what we think other people's answers would be?
I love that.
Yeah.
You got anybody for Books?
Oh, for Books?
Yeah.
I think that hers would be from one of our shows,
Yep.
Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah.
That big blue dick.
Katelynn made sure to know, single in on what we all were thinking.
McKenna once said, and I quote, "Look how blue and not flat that is."
Opposite of Wilson Fisk.
We need somebody for Katelynn.
Oh, wow. Katelynn is just a squirrel,
It could be
right?
fucking anything with Katelynn.
Katelyn's just a normal-ass squirrel.
There's been a squirrel in one of our shows before, I'm sure.
I'm sure that there's been one in Legends of Tomorrow.
You did it.
But no, like, if Katelynn is about to have intercourse with this person,
Ew.
let's
Yeah.
be honest, like, we're saying that right now,
Yeah.
then it's Dream.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Dream.
Yeah, with the swoopy long hair, the black hair over the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
very
is
good.
absolutely, you nailed it. Do we got any others, or should I move on?
Well, Mike's this character is not from one of our shows, but it's from our show. It's Ryan. So that's,
Yeah, I have the Ryan mask I paid millions of dollars for that I'm always like telling my wife, come on, just wear it.
Just
I'm
tonight?
always telling my wife.
I feel like Ryan's is Stephen Amell.
He can do that salmon ladder. Sorry.
Just think about it. Just think about it.
Got him.
Listeners have their own rankings of who is the nicest and who is the meanest of the show. Are these accurate? Who is the nicest and meanest in real life? That's from UrethaFranklin@gmail.com.
Now,
That's good.
I know there's no follow-up questions because they emailed us, and that's not an in real-time way to communicate, but
Yeah.
how do we know? We don't know what the rankings are, so how can we comment on that?
Yeah. What are your rankings?
We're gonna. We do need them to follow up with the actual their rankings, but we just got to try to guess. We got to put ours together and hope it's in line with what everybody else thinks.
Honestly, I can say, even without seeing the rankings, our fans are so smart and so good and do such a good job evaluating
he's really
things.
he's campaigning for this show.
That I just think that like we can trust that the rankings are. You did a good job. You did a perfect job. So no follow up necessary.
Listen, we all know
Those are
Greg
great
is the
rankings.
uncontested number 1 seed here. Like, I think.
Yeah, he didn't need to campaign.
This is the first I'm hearing of
But
this.
that's what he wants you to think. That's just on air. He's such a mean Ellen/Jimmy Fallon style bully when the mics are off.
He slashed my tires.
Just stay out of my way, and we won't have a problem.
Podcast Greg, the nicest though, number 1 spot. From there, honestly, Taylor, obviously.
I disagree. I think it's a
You
5-way
disagree?
tie between everyone else, and then it's me.
You think you're the meanest?
I disagree.
Yeah, I'm the meanest.
I think McKenna definitely is. I feel like you're down in the mean ones.
Oh yeah, I thought you were
Yeah.
going for nice.
Oh
That's
no!
a fucking lie.
Oh no!
She pulled out her Canadian to try to
Oh,
campaign
no.
herself. Oh no!
I'm sorry. You're not the nice one.
Yeah, between I don't know, Mike, Ryan, McKenna. I don't know who's the meanest out of you three. Actually, Mike and McKenna.
Well, if we were still going order, okay, so we have Taylor next, right?
Yeah.
So we got Greg, Taylor, and then who goes next after that?
Then you,
You.
then Cassie.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, okay.
And then it really is down to the three
It's down to
of you as
these
the.
three.
the three with
Cassie
courage.
is the nicest out of everyone. Did we
No.
already decide that?
No, Greg, bro.
No,
Absolutely.
they're afraid of real off mic Greg, so they're not putting real Cassie, even though she is the nicest.
But that's not the point of the exercise. Greg off air is a fucking piece of shit
not
hell
true.
demon.
But we're
Listeners, search your hearts. You know that's not true. You know that's not how
Who
Greg
would say
is.
that except for a piece of shit?
A
hell demon?
Jedi, a lot of Jedi say stuff like that, Ryan. And what the Jedi ever do that was wrong?
Off air, Greg taught me how soap in a pillowcase doesn't leave bruises.
I'm always teaching important life
you're
lessons like that.
born
Right?
teacher.
Yeah.
But we're trying to match what the listeners get. So the listeners get the nicest human being that's ever existed out of Greg. So
All right, so if we're gonna leave that as the 4, I would say absolutely I'm next because I'm fairly nice, pretty awesome, dope as shit on the podcast, but in real life I'm nice as fuck. On the podcast, Mike and McKenna are fucking cunts.
I would actually.
in real life,
would-
they are fucking cunts.
I would go with Ryan, and then you're right. I think you campaigned very well. Mike or McKenna is meanest.
Only Mack and I are
Does
brave
it say
enough.
something about me that I'm proud of?
Yes, exactly.
I was saying, Books has just been
That's why
smiling.
Books is definitely. Yeah, she's the only one who's like, yeah, I am the meanest, and I'm proud of that. So obviously, she is the meanest. Everyone else has reservations, so Books wins.
that is our official ranking. Books, you're the biggest cunt. Appreciate it. You've won.
I can stop podcasting now. This is
Done it,
top
champ.
tier.
Our next email, we got subject Aloha Friends. If you could go on vacation with one of the shows you cover, which cast would you travel with and where would you go?
Grown ups too.
We don't cover that shit.
Taylor Lautner's in that.
He is, as is Patrick Schwarzenegger, the son of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes,
We all know a lot of facts about that.
they're besties still.
I'm gonna say the Legion crew
Yeah.
because they always seem to just like kind of appear wherever they were supposed to go, and so
So
that
no
would really
travel.
cut down on
Is
travel
this
time.
cast
Okay.
or is this characters?
We have cast.
Okay.
Is what this question
I don't want to
is
hang up
for.
the Legion characters.
Same answer.
For me, either way, cast or characters, it's Legends of Tomorrow.
Yes,
for
it's
me.
Legends, of
It's
course.
Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Especially if you get the entire run, then you've got like 50 friends. It's perfect. They're all fun.
That's probably the number 1 spot. The only
Or
other
Winona Earp, or what's that one show?
Resident Alien, we get 2
Oh,
dicks.
Resident Alien, you get 2 dicks.
Yeah.
And then What's that? Tin Boy.
Tin Boy.
Tin Boy, the robot
Doom
boy.
Patrol?
Yeah.
Doom Patrol. At first, I feel like all those actual people would be cool to hang out with.
I feel like Katelyn's just like the worst waitress at the weirdest restaurant. I'm like, all right, with that one, you're going to get 2 dicks. All right?
We got Tim Boy or 2 dicks. But yeah, Mike, that gets Mike with Brendan Fraser. So we all know how he feels about that.
Damn
Good.
straight.
We all have our favorite Frasers, I guess.
Yeah. All right, our next email we got is completing X-Men, the animated series, the most important thing you've ever done on the show or the most important thing you've ever done. That's from nude retiree at dsnuts.com.
Impressive
So this
that they got
is
dsnuts.com.
honestly so proud of them. I know it was Katelynn. We were kind of newer to X-Men. Most important thing you've ever done or just on the show?
Ever. Absolutely ever.
Absolutely ever. It was huge. Mike and Ryan, you guys had already gone through it.
I had not. No, I had gone through like when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like, a season and a half, maybe.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So after that, it was all new to me.
Gosh. 500, we're learning so much about each other.
But I did do. I don't think that you guys did this, but I think that me and Mike did. Every time we missed an episode, we would go back and watch that.
Oh, for
episode, 'cause
sure.
You have to be completed.
Yeah,
Right?
I didn't not watch a single episode of that show. It is the most important thing I've ever done, and it made us meet the Leewalds, and I cried on air on this very serious show. You know how we're always normal human beings on this show, so that makes total sense for the kind of show we put out.
We even watched the one where Cannonball was a coal miner.
Even that
We
one.
straight up watched that episode.
Now, on those episodes, would you guys listen to what we threw out first or watch on your own and then come to us?
Yes, watch on
Wait,
it.
you threw up.
Yeah, like our review.
So now we're doing Spider-Man, and I listened to your guys' review of the Doc Ock episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then watched it, and my God, did you guys fuck me up on that episode?
Right. You're welcome.
I'm sorry, it was the Mysterio episode. Right? It was the Mysterio, yeah.
yeah.
And every single time anything happened, I was like, bitch, shut the fuck up. That's my impression of the Unnatural 20s. Bitch, shut the fuck up.
It's the only response you can have to him. But yeah, we haven't done too much, so I would say it's the biggest accomplishment for me too ever in life. Thank you. I feel so accomplished. Our next email, we have Slimer made millions of dollars in the 90s with a branded juice called Ecto Cooler from High C. What character from one of your own shows needs their own juice? And that's clickitorticket@gmail.com, aka a fucking narc.
Winona Slurp from Capri Sun. Boom.
He was ready for it.
good.
What flavor would Winona Slurp be?
It's saltier than you think, but it also has a nice like.
Fishy a little bit, a little fishy.
Ecto Cooler is at least like fun. Like what? This another important question. What color is Winona Slurp?
I don't want to answer. It's clear. It'll be clear.
You know what? It tastes green, but it's pure white.
Hate it. Hate what you guys have done here, and I gave you the platform
Yeah,
for
you
it.
set us up for all of that.
I just like wanted to see if you guys would do it, and I don't know why I constantly like, will they do it? You always do, so that's on me. One day I'll learn.
What about something like after She-Hulk, and then really everything that we've seen from him, like something like Murdoch's post-cum?
It doesn't all have to be like cum or jizz related.
I don't
Like,
know, Cassie. I don't know if
What
that's
is
true.
post cum?
No, dribble on your way to the bathroom.
Oh,
It's the stuff that oozes out like a cream pie, Taylor. You know?
Oh God.
Murdoch's
Okay,
cream
I'm
pie
sorry
juice?
that I'm sorry that I asked.
I'm sorry that you told your parents to listen to this episode.
All right, Murdoch's
I'm
cream
not.
soda.
I'm not actually about that part. I've been trying to get a reason to do a clean break.
You guys are too young though to remember the grip on lunches that Ecto Cooler had. Right?
I could only imagine because I am like just seeing it like now, like Google pictures. I would need it
and
every single lunch.
It survived. Like it persisted for
Yeah.
like
a decade.
a decade and a half. Like it was still in stores long after the thing that it was like invented to advertise had
It was
gone.
like squeeze it. Fuck you, dude. I'm bigger than you.
I want Ecto Cooler. That's all I want.
I feel like the obvious one because Bebo would have his own juice for sure.
Yeah, that's smart.
I feel like Poison Ivy could sell some good green juice.
Good green juice.
Nope,
sure.
not like that. Shut it down, Ryan.
No. I was thinking like juice it up promotion.
I have to move away because of Mike and Ryan. Everyone know they ruined this.
I
next-
do have to say, I was in Little Tokyo the other day, and I got there too early for the event I was supposed to be at, so I had to just like walk around and find stuff. I had a very delightful Gohan-themed
Shut up.
white grape seltzer, and I think
Hell yeah.
that has taught me basically any character can have any sort of seltzer associated with them. So it's very easy to do, and seems like you don't need permission of the rights holders.
That's a life lesson. Just remember that everybody can have their own seltzer.
Who's Gohan?
He's from Dragon Ball Z.
Does that mean we can make our own seltzers, like each of us from Superhero, and we go try to sell those baddies?
Absolutely.
Any character you
What
want.
flavor seltzer would all of us be? This probably isn't an email question. What flavor
but
seltzer,
It
real quick,
sounds
would we all
exactly
be?
like an email question, Taylor. Mata cinnamon, and the Inamin isn't where you think it is.
But wait, who is that? Is that Cassie's?
Madison.
That's not an answer.
I think in the hearts the people know that was an answer and they got it. But yeah, we got grape. Who's grape?
Ew.
Just go grape.
Wait, you just throw out grape?
Just grape.
Yeah.
Someone's gotta be fucking grape.
I'll be,
Someone's gotta take
my flavor could be called Grapehead.
I think it would be blueberry watermelon, but the name would be not associated with that in any way whatsoever.
It'd be like Kung Fu Watermelon Surprise.
I would be the blue raspberry that like dyes your mouth blue.
Ooh, yes.
I want like a holiday flavor, cranberry cinnamon.
a fancy
That
bitch.
sounds fucking nasty, actually.
Fucking nasty. You're not allowed to drink my seltzer.
Fuck you, I'll drink it if I want. But I don't.
Straight edge for life.
There's a notice on Mike's can that says, "Some of you aren't allowed to drink my seltzer." I do know
Some
who
of
you
you?
are.
It's not even a warning, it's just like a threat.
Next question we got: based on color and smell, which fictional male character's underwear would you sell for the most money at a black market underwear auction? That's from stuckinthe_dryer@gmail.com.
Oh no.
Now, what do we think based on color and smell?
wrong,
I think it's just I don't want to keep hitting the obvious choices, but Stephen Amell post salmon ladder. Ladies,
Yeah.
No, Luffy the pirate. Like
Because all that shit is stretchy.
nasty. Ew. I didn't even think. I was thinking he's on a boat. It's all sea and gross.
Hey, if we're thinking about this, like, let's make the most money possible. It is She-Hulk.
Oh, okay.
but it said
Yeah,
male
but we
character.
male
Yeah.
characters.
I think
That's the lawyer
I
from
took
She-Hulk.
the She off
from
that.
Legends.
Heatwave from Legends.
Yeah,
Interesting.
because he's getting it so hot, so it's nice and sweaty in there.
It's hard to know what they're looking for in this underwear because some of the bad sounds like it's what we're going for.
Yeah, I
I
feel
think
like
Yeah.
you want stank. I think you want to see green lines coming out of the package.
so.
when you
It's
open it up.
the Hulk, obviously. It's probably got Hulk shit smears on there.
but I don't think he's
And they're
shitting
torn up,
himself when
too.
he's transforming.
Maybe
like
he is.
You don't know
What if
that.
that's why he's
you know how
grunting?
like marathoners kind of shit themselves? Does the Flash shit himself?
Yes.
every
Oh my
once?
god.
now we're thinking. Or is he too fast and he can get to a toilet?
No, he
I
can't.
think that's actually what it
Metabolize
is.
is
I
really
think he
fast.
can
He's like
always.
a bird and a marathoner. He's got to shit himself.
What if he's fast enough to get to a toilet, but he's so fast that then he sees all the walls that he ran past covered in shit? Just not fast enough once
He
again.
like cropped us, but he actually shits and pisses like that.
So his are worth the most because somebody has to come back with a pair of underwear and wipe it up.
His
and
are
then,
worth the most, I think.
all right, I'm glad we all came to agreement on that. We have who was the best host, Taylor Cassie or the first host, Rollo Moldfinger, a Babadook-like character who had a crush on Mike and ate a baby before each show. It's from beanflicker@gmail.com. Mike and Ryan, can you please fill us in on who Rollo? Oh, I know Rollo.
You remember Rolo?
I remember Rollo.
Children, isn't it?
Yeah, this
No,
is
there's more than
I
one
believe.
Rolo in the world, guys. My son Rolo never hosted superhero show.
Rolo is a common name in these parts. And this was definitely a mistake that he has the same name as Rolo. But do you remember Rolo Moldfinger?
Yeah, you know, it's maybe I'm biased because I like when people have crushes on me, but I do miss the chaotic energy that Rollo Moldfinger would bring to the show.
Do you remember how his fingernails were like 6 inches long and he would click and clack?
Oh yeah, just
the
like
entire episode.
It was hard to edit, but again, you knew Rollo liked something because you just hear all those clicks after you said a joke.
Ew. Can anybody summon Rollo? Like, I need to experience Rollo to know who was a better host.
Let me see by the end of the show if I could get Rollo on the horn.
Fair enough.
Do you have questions for Rollo, or what's the?
Yeah, is Rollo here? Is that
it's a good starting question.
Yeah, you always want to know like what your new partner's ex was like. You know, are they better than me?
Do they make him laugh more? We're gonna have to come back to this question because we just don't know what Rollo's supplying. We got another one. I know you've played this game before, but it was a Patreon segment and I can't afford to pay. Sorry. If each of you was a card in Marvel Snap, what would your power be? That's at diploduplo@gmail.com. Greg, you're a Snap guy, right?
I have played the Marvel Snap.
All right. What is this question? If you were a card.
What would my ability be?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, Greg can't give himself the character.
Okay, Ryan, what would Greg be?
No, Greg has to give somebody. You went to Greg first.
Greg, what would Ryan be?
Ryan's ability would be he could move one of your characters away from where you wanted it to be to somewhere else. So he could like force, because there's like these 3 lanes, and he'd move it out of one lane into another.
Sounds like a real annoying card. And,
yeah, because usually you place them with like a lot of cares. If you could just move them willy-nilly. Yeah.
It's really fucking shit up. I see it. You did good. Taylor, did you ever jump on the Snap game? I know these guys were big on it.
Yeah, I was heavy into the Snap game.
Snap it up, my dude. Can you please tell me what Mike's power would be?
Mike's power would be, I think Mike would be one of those he's sort of an on reveal. Where like if someone else is played in that same lane at the same time, he gets like plus 50 points because anytime Mike shows up at like a competition, he's gonna crush it. Like he what
the fuck?
Next levels it.
No, Fred, I love this.
See, he's a nice guy on the pod. We can't.
I couldn't figure out how to make it mean fast enough.
Obviously, when you play Taylor, he like gasses up another character.
Yeah.
So he gives like plus 5 to one other character in the same location.
Game, like that all goes away. Those points did not count. And they don't count for your score.
Mike, do you got a power for Ryan?
A power for Ryan. So you are gonna drop a character. You think you're gonna drop Books, and then the Ryan card comes out of your hands and pushes Books off the map, and you don't get to use her because he goes first, and he hurts some of your cards in your hand and all the cards in the opponent's hands. -1.
Does it feel good?
No.
Obviously not.
Sorry for your loss. None of us else played Snap. I think we got all the people.
Oh, we can give you guys cards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ryan, whoever you're confident in giving him power to, go for it.
Well, obviously, if you play a card in Katelyn's lane, those 2 cards come together and they pop out another card into a different lane.
Yeah.
And then Cassie's card is, of course, +1 to everyone. Well, no, Taylor said +50.
Yeah. He kind of set a high bar there.
I really fucked up the balance. I'm not a game designer.
Look, just like all cards are not created the same in Marvel Snap, we all know that we all bring something to the table. I bring +50 to everybody. Cassie brings +1. That's fine. +1.
Sometimes you need just one boost.
All right,
and you
so
know what?
Cassie, when you drop Cassie's card, it's +5 to all your cards, and then the card says sorry, and then it's +3. It goes down 2.
I think Books should cancel the abilities of the other cards.
That feels
You
good.
think that you're confident, but
Yeah, they like by mocking. Yeah, by using mocking.
Our next one we got. It's been almost 3 years since WandaVision came out on January 15th, 2021. Can you name anything else significant that happened that day?
Can you guys?
Can you?
Can you?
Can you?
Can you?
Can who?
Can anybody?
I can.
So.
What?
Are we doing this on a real show? Ryan had a baby girl.
I had a baby on the day WandaVision was born. I didn't know that.
And her name's not Wanda?
Yeah, that's crazy. You got to rename her. I'm so sorry. There is a follow-up question, though. Are we sure that Disney Plus shows are better than the Netflix shows? And that's from Bend Over and Put It in My Ass 420@gmail.com. You got me. You got me.
The more time goes on, the less I'm sure. I was not a fan of the Netflix shows, but these aren't great.
They're all bad in different ways.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they were-
the Netflix shows were all bad in the same way.
They were supposed to put the Netflix shows to shame, and that happened a little bit, but by and large, it's just like kind of what everybody thought might happen, which is they just are kind of crappy TV shows. Yeah.
It's like they all kind of follow the same formula. Like Disney has their formula, Netflix has theirs, and you just kind of know what to expect from each. So they're both just kind of a letdown now.
If you thought that we were going to get HBO level shows, that's not true.
I don't know.
That's Caitlin's official opinion is
I contribute a lot to this show.
you've made it better. Guys, I hate to break this to you. We're running out of time. We're running out of time here on our 500th episode. How more bonded do each of us feel at the end of this? If you want to take a moment to cry, I'll give it to you. Closing thoughts, Mike. Thank you.
This is magical. I'm glad I get to dick around with my friends each and every week and do hard-hitting TV criticism, which is that's what's most important when it comes to the superhero show. Let's do another
That's what they come
500
for.
episodes.
We got this. Mike, while I got you here, can you also, I believe you're on some other podcasts. Can you plug some podcasts where the people can find you?
Yeah, throughout the summer, I've been making friends and taking chances and meeting other people through podcasts. I did a bunch of Marvel Movie Minute. These guys have been going through the MCU minute by minute, and I got to do a bunch of Avengers. So if you want to hear me talking about different moments in the Avengers, including their season finale when I talk about the shawarma scene, yes, if you say, how did you fill 45 minutes talking about a shawarma scene where no dialogue happens, you haven't listened to one of my shows, baby. I also had the pleasure of being on Sisters Assembled for their 100th episode. Just talking about, it's two sisters who podcast together, so very similar to this. It's just it was a look back show and the story so far, and it's cute that they hit 100. Maybe they'll hit 500 someday. No, it's awesome. It's a great show. And then what is it? Fuck, I should know what it's called. Podcasting on Podcasting, I think, by Adam J. Adams. All of that sounds fake, but I was on a show about podcasting, talking about advice for people who want to get started. Which clearly, if you listen to this, maybe I'm not the guy.
Oh, is that recorded on 1234 Street Avenue?
Oh, you've been there.
Ryan, have you been on any podcasts recently?
Yes. Then also, of course, check out Paul, who's been on this show before. I was on Dial F for Flanger, his Doom Patrol side piece podcast, where we talked about the strike. I am his go-to person. He thinks that I am an LA insider.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because since he lives in Australia, I do live significantly closer to Hollywood. And so he thinks that I only wear sunglasses. I fill my jacuzzi with cocaine and I just swim and snort. And I tell stories about the strike. That is over. So congratulations, writers. But dial left for Flanger.
I haven't been on any other shows. Check me out on Superhero Show. I just wanted to get that out there. Thank you so much. We have a website. Katelynn, can you please tell me about some websites? No, I did ask for Katelynn.
Okay. PopFilter.co is the place that you should be going to all the time because it's got good stuff on there that pertains to this podcast and
I heard
everything
the
on PopFilter.
SEO, Katelynn, on that website is insane.
I've heard the CEO of SEO, like killing it,
Need the
Popping
promotion.
off.
absolutely fucking popping off. But yeah, check out popfilter.co. You can also put a /Amazon at the end of that, and that's where you should do all your shopping because we get money and we thank you. And that's 2 websites.
Those are 2 great ones. Also, cybersprout.net will help you build a website. We got another show on the network. Greg, can you please tell the people about that show?
Oh, Movie of the Year. Movie of the Year is the only podcast with the science and the screaming to determine the best movie for any given year. This season we're focusing on 1973, and we've got a lot of good episodes. Serpico, Exorcist coming up. The Long Goodbye. So you should check that one out.
Robin Hood.
Robin Hood.
Ukulele, right?
Oodalele.
Boodalele.
We're also on social media. I just want to check in. Is Rollo here, and does he know about social media, or is it over to someone else? I believe Rollo is coming in.
It looks like Rollo.
Something is creeping in. Sorry, Rollo, we talked over you. Mike's all yours.
Can you hear me? Am I coming in loud and clear?
Yeah, we got you. We got you on mic. You're coming in.
I love the social media. They're over on Blue Sky now. Is Blue Sky PopFilter probably? However Blue Sky works. They're over there.
It's okay, Rollo. No one does.
Fuck, if Mike was here, he'd be so pissed at
We
this.
would hate this.
Yeah. Quick tip: Blue Sky usernames are like emails. Just think of them like that.
Oh, PopFilter.BlueSky. There you go. And then at Instagram. I miss you guys.
At Instagram. Mike would be furious.
At your PopFilter on Instagram. You're furious. Rollo's been out of the game, okay?
Rollo, I'm sure the guys miss you too. A lot of us didn't get to interact with you, but you're so far pretty rad dude.
Hey, you're pretty
if you
rad
want to
too,
give me,
Cassie. You're my favorite host.
you're ranking pretty high as my favorite host right now. If you can just give me a quick,
Feeling
Dude,
real
Rollo's-
left down.
Taylor, you brought an energy of I hate everything about what this show is. That
no, we could see
That's fair.
here. Rollo, give us a quick example of how you would introduce the show.
hello, nerds. Welcome to the superhero show. The only show that covers every live-action TV show based on a comic book. And in my day, we were allowed to say, and a comic book property.
All right, now, Taylor, it's your turn.
Hello. Welcome to. Okay, I get it now. I understand now why you guys weren't including me in the mutual host respect. I apologize.
I think the people already saw how I fumbled it. Rollo's the best host. I'm glad we could get an answer on this one. You're welcome anytime, Rollo. This is your space. Our space is your space, clearly.
Thank you.
We also got an email. A lot of you already know it. You sent your emails. contact@popfilter.co. Send us your thoughts on this episode, how you liked it. Any other emails that we maybe didn't get to, go ahead and send those. Next week, we are going to be covering Gen V. That's episode 501, Gen V. Be sure to catch it. Thank you all for listening.
But before you get to that, Cassie, hold on.
Yeah.
Let's just say real quick, because you didn't get that much of an intro, to the host with the most, better than Rollo. Sorry, Taylor. But longer
No,
tenure
I get
than
it.
Taylor.
I understand.
Cassie, you have been dealing with the most extreme, ridiculous, absolute fucking awful personalities for
Knuckleheads. Can we say it? Absolute knuckleheads.
Cut knuckleheads.
Yeah.
And we just want to say thank you, and this is your last show.
Taylor's coming back.
Yeah,
what the
I've woken up
people
from my
want.
cryogenic sleep.
It was always the deal. I knew this would happen. So for the very last time on 500, for Mike, I'm Ryan. For Ryan, I'm Mike. For McKenna, I am me. For Katelynn, I am me. For Taylor, I am Greg. And Greg is Mike. That's it, everyone. Bye.